women. And regardless of what's true and what's not true, didn't matter. Like, people ate all this shit up. Kendrick was incredibly smart with this approach because he already had somewhat of a sweetheart reputation, and Drake's very public life was anything but that. Kendrick knew exactly what he needed to do and say to craft the narrative of good versus evil, and it worked flawlessly. Kendrick Lamar came in on 10, right? Like, he was very, very meticulous. All right, so the second thing that Kendrick did in his strategy of strangling a goat was that he put on a masterclass on how to validate the public. And he did this one extremely well. Outside of the fact that Kendrick brought forth every rumor and conspiracy theory in existence about Drake, but he also knew exactly what to say to the audience to validate their pre-existing beliefs.
Somebody's lying, I can see the vibes on act. Even he looking compromised.
All right, so people are calling act compromised? Like, that's the buzzword right now? I'm gonna put that in the music.
Playing dirty with propaganda, hit blow up on you. You're playing nerdy with Zach Bia and Twitter bots.
Again, these were all things mentioned by people before, but Kendrick understands what it is to validate the audience and their opinions, and that when he does this, they absolutely love it.
Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still double down, calling us some slaves.
People hated that line about slavery from Drake, and he knows that. He's been paying attention, so he puts it in the music. Another thing that Kendrick did extremely well was he painted the situation as if he was up against the industry in the battle and was here to expose information.
But the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass of her. Industry can hate me, fuck them all in mama. Whoever that's fucking with them, fuck you niggas, and fuck the industry too. I've been in this industry 12 years. I'ma tell y'all one new secret. There's some weird shit going on, and some of these artists be here to police it.
In reality, Kendrick is the industry, and he's not exposing anything that hasn't been discussed for decades now, but it's all about putting numbers on the board. Like, he knows.
I ain't trying to get canceled. This nigga's pissing me off right now. I want to say some mean things right now, but I'm not. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. You pissing me off!
Knows these things are going to hit. Kendrick is insanely tapped into what's being said online. He understands how much people are drawn to these ideas.
So you see the crazy narrative that he's painting Kendrick, right? He ain't saying nothing negative about. He just making Kendrick to seem like to be this weird stalker, stan, obsessive, deranged person. Do y'all understand the narrative that what the dirt is painting right now on Kendrick Lamar? Everything is trying to make it seem like, oh, this is how obsessed Kendrick Lamar was. Oh, this is his game plan. It ain't got to do nothing about nothing. What the dirt? You about to be buried in that dirt. This is why your YouTube ain't been the same since this bullshit ass 2-hour and 30-minute video that you made. And you think you doing justice, but I can see the backhanded compliments that you're doing. I can see the sneak dissing that you're doing. I can read in between the lines of the bullshit that you're doing right now. Give it up. Drake lost. It's a wrap. He's done.
So he's giving the people exactly what they want to hear. And like I said, he takes this a whole step further because he positions it like he's the one that's up against the industry.
The Weinstein should get fucked up in itself for the rest of their life.
The Weinstein and Drake comparisons were actively going on within Kendrick's community long before this track dropped, but Kendrick understands the power of validating the public's beliefs. It gives people a chance to say, oh shit, like I've been saying that for years, and now Kendrick's saying it. I was right.
Your little means is losing steam. They figured you out.
They know exactly what you're doing, and this is all smart. Like, people loved it when he said things like this. Kendrick was master.
So you're basically riding DJ Academic's dick, but you think you slick. You're trying to say, oh, he's a fake black activist. Oh, he was just predicating to the black to the black people and all this and this. Oh, bro, you're basically doing that. You're basically taking Academic's talking points, but you're doing it in a different degree. And you think you slick while you doing it. You dissing, but you act like you ain't dissing. Bitch, you dissing. That's why you got that hat daddy shit. I remember somebody had made a video about it. I need to go. There's a reason why he's wearing that hat. Drake is a partnership of that hat daddy. Let me see. I forgot where it was a video about that. I'm gonna find it. But pay attention. He's sponsored by Drake. That Happy Daddy, Drake is affiliated by that. So pay attention to the money. Always follow the money. The money will tell you everything.
Masterful at this. He had a way of making people feel like they were part of something bigger, like they were special just for aligning with what he was saying.
The audience not dumb. Shape the stories how you want. Hey, Drake, they're not slow. 5% will comprehend, but 95 is lost.
I hear that last quote all the time, and I'm not saying it's everybody here, but I hear that quote from literally some of the slowest people on the internet. I swear to God.
The embassy about to get raided too. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah. Here we go right here.
Jack. Noak's simply supporting the home team. That is until May 15th, 2024, when Noak released a podcast with academics, which most already know is Drake's #1 fan, and is in contact with him, even premiering the early version of push-ups for Drake. Of course, the podcast starts off with him advertising Happy Dad. Actually, this whole thing seems to be one big Happy Dad commercial, because goddamn did they go all in for this. The actual podcast doesn't start until the 3-minute mark, where the opening remarks are...
Who do you guys think could deadlift more, Drake or Kendrick?
Oh, come on now.
Drake for sure.
Drizzy.
Drake for sure. Not even a bias. I wore this shirt too, not because of the pod.
Yo, Shut up, bitch! Get to the video!
It has said,
listen, what's the dirt?
Sporting Drake's merch. I guess it's not totally biased. You would think a 2.5-hour podcast would actually touch on all the points Kendrick was making on Not Like Us and vice versa, but no, they chose to speak on irrelevant points. And even though the song was fresh and viral, only releasing 2 weeks prior to this, shit is just straight glazing, as some would put it in the comment section. I mean, sure, I enjoy watching the cinematic world of Milk sometimes. They could really put together a show, but boy, this podcast fried my brain. Though there are some interesting connections we could make here, like Kyle mentioning Dana White, president of UFC, a longtime associate of Milk as a whole, even introducing...
But anyway, it's a long ass goddamn video. But anyway, academics did a whole podcast with somebody else, which was sponsored by Happy Dad, and Happy Dad, Drake is a part of that, basically. All right, get your motherfucking ass on my goddamn screen. You buck!
Kendrick knows exactly what he's doing. He understands that narratives like this one...
No, he ain't do nothing. No, shout out to him. I'm just kidding. All right. Shout out to him on the plane. Shout out to him. I'm just giving y'all entertainment, all right. But I was expecting to see the actual video. I didn't know that was his reaction. Calm down, people. Calm down. God, calm down. Shout out to him. Make sure y'all go follow him. He's over there doing his thing. Just calm down, people.
Will make people absolutely lose their minds. He's tapping into every boxed in and Reddit conspiracy theory, and fans are eating it up. He was really paying attention. Like, he studied this. He read everything. Nothing got past him in this beef. And look, a lot of people wrote this one off as bullshit, but after Not Like Us dropped, quite a few of Kendrick's lines were found to be old tweets from random Twitter accounts. At first, I felt this was also coincidental, but because I've noticed this obvious trend of him or his team using talking points from online, I personally can't rule this out anymore. And I'm not going to say it's a 100% chance that he did this, but I'm also not going to say it's 0% either, because it's obvious he was getting talking points from the general public and the internet. Validating the public was an extremely powerful tactic in his victory against Drake, but number 3 is equally as important, as Kendrick studied what works.
It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin.
A huge part of Kendrick's game plan went into studying the results of Drake's previous beefs. What are the things that worked? What are the things that didn't work? And it's pretty obvious that Kendrick honed in on the methods used by Pusha T as he was successful at taking down Drake. On the story of Adidon, Pusha had a whole bunch of shots towards Kendrick's mom, his dad, like the family. He had lots of angles about that.
Marriage is something that Sandy never had, Drake. Then his gram stay off the gram, bitch, I'm on one.
Meet the Grams is essentially an extension of what Pusha did with Drake. It was like the story of Adidon on steroids, as Kendrick would take it a step further by writing personal letters to each family member.
Scared Sandra, scared Dennis.
Between these two records, there is a lot of similarities.
Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. And a fucking deadbeat that should never say more life. Your father walked away at 5, hell of a dad thing. His father probably didn't claim him either.
Kendrick would also...
I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, everybody sees that. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Use very similar angles in the battle, like...
I mean, this is nothing different than, let's say that this is a sport, right? And say that this is basketball or football. You're going to study, and we're in the Super Bowl. You're going to study the team that actually beat your opponent to see what they did well, to see what you can do to improve. Yeah, like, this is... Is this supposed to be something bad? Yeah, you take bits and pieces and you can captivate and highlight and amplify on things that maybe worked from the past and just amplify it. Yeah, everybody does that. That's what a good student does. They study the game. This is smart for Kendrick to do. So this lets you know Kendrick studies the game. So I don't like, is this a bad thing or is this a good thing? I don't understand this talking point right here. You study the game. You see what works and you see what don't. So kudos to Kendrick for studying the game, paying attention to the details. So if anything, this is a plus for Kendrick, for me, if you ask me.
Like questioning Drake's blackness.
Confused, always felt you weren't black enough. Afraid to grow it cause your fro wouldn't nap enough. How many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough?
And Kendrick would also use the angle of pitting Drake's team against him by planting seeds of doubt within his camp.
It wasn't that she was divulging it.
She divulged to 40. Yeah. She's having sex with
her nigga. Have you ever thought that OVO was working for me?
And this worked because Kendrick was able to get inside Drake's head and it was really messing with him.
This nigga sent me a rat emoji.
Kendrick also took note of just how effective revealing a shocking secret was and how this ultimately won the battle for Pusha. In fact, Kendrick took such great note of this that he even came with the exact same secret.
You are hiding a child. He's hiding another child.
Now, does Drake have a daughter? I can't rule it out. Like, I don't know Drake. I don't think he does, but it's possible. Like I said, Kendrick really hates Drake.
As I said from the beginning, I really don't care if he does have a child or not. But I can understand if he does want to hide it because maybe he don't want to be publicized, whatever the case. Not everybody wants to, have their children out there. If he want to keep them a secret, that's fine. Like me, Drake having a child wasn't a deal breaker for me because maybe he just wanted to keep it a secret. Like whatever he does in his personal life, hey, that's what he does in his personal life. I'm talking about him as a hip hop artist. I don't know Drake as a human being. I know Drake as an artist. So, he could be a piece of shit person, all if I know, but, I know him for what he's, his music. So when I'm listening to someone's music, I just want them to be authentic as possible. I just want them to be authentic as possible. That's what it is. So whatever you're talking about, I'm hoping that you really about that. Whatever it is, if you telling me something, you want me to believe what you're saying, okay, well then hopefully you are that person that you're trying to convince me. Does that make sense? But I don't care if he has a daughter or not. It really don't matter. It really don't matter to me. I don't care.
Drake, and I think he played this shit like Moneyball. What can I say that'll get me on base? What's going to get points? What worked in the past? What are the general public saying? All this was taken into account, not just in 2024, but for over a decade. When Kendrick said that he had 5 more in stock, like 5 more in the chamber, I totally believe him because I think he was sitting on so much material that there's a lot he didn't even use. And some might call this level of hatred crazy, but Kendrick knew this day was coming, and he came in on 10. From his perspective, this is hip-hop, and hell is going to have to freeze over for Drake to ever get the upper hand. There was just no way he was taking an L to Drake. No fucking way. Moving on to number 4 in Kendrick's strategy of how to strangle a GOAT is without a doubt the timing of his records. This one is very, very important. You can't engage in a battle without laying down some bait, and Kendrick lured Drake into this thing in a very strategic way. Talking about timing, 2 days before this record dropped, Drake and J. Cole had just finished a joint tour. They were on a whole wave of positivity, giving each other flowers, promoting each other's music, making records together, and I know this is a Future and Metro track, but this was definitely discussed, and Kendrick wanted this thing to drop at this time. He pretty much was like, okay, yeah, I see your little bromance you guys got going on. That's cool, that's cute. I'll wait for that to be over, but I'm about to shake this thing up.
But this is hip-hop, and them niggas should know what time it is.
To say Kendrick...
Yeah, this is hip-hop, and you niggas know what time it is. Kendrick told y'all a long time ago from that control verse. Nigga, this is hip-hop, but you niggas know what time it is. I'm cool with y'all niggas, but I want the number 1 spot. Why don't people pay attention to the control verse? We may be cool, but guess what? I'm the king. This is a sport. We have to compete. Let's compete. And let's see who is the victorious winner. That control verse that dropped should have let you know what his mindset was. I'm going to be number 1. That's my main goal. Yeah, we cool and all, but listen, I'm here to compete. That's that Mamba mentality right there. Yeah, we cool and all, but when we get on that basketball court, I'm trying to kill you. I'm trying to murder you. I'm going to win by any means necessary. That's that Mamba mentality.